What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel, or if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts as just the podcast version, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle Bernier. I'm the owner, founder, CEO of Strain Forward Fitness. We help men get in tremendous shape over the course of 6 months. If that's something that you'd be interested in, you can book a call down below with my team. That's the only thing I'll say about it. Here's the deal. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 things that are almost guaranteed to happen when you start your fitness journey, why it's going to be really challenging and make you want to quit, and probably what's aiding in you yo-yoing consistently. But I'm also going to give you the tactics to overcome it so that way you can apply this and keep moving forward. So here we go. Number 1 is going to be, you're going to go through a process that Alex Hormozi describes in the business world, but directly applies to the fitness world. And that is, you're going to go through uninformed optimism. Then you're going to go into informed pessimism, which is going to lead you to what's called the valley of despair. And that is where most people quit and decide they want to do something else. So if you're in business, it's where you think, oh wow, that's the lady in the red dress, that's a new shiny object, like this is cool, maybe that's a better opportunity, let me move over there. And then you go into the exact same cycle. Uninformed optimism, you don't know anything about the thing, so you think it's going to be great, you get into it, you realize, oh wow, this is really hard and it sucks. That's informed pessimism, because now you understand more about what's going on, and it leads you back into the valley of despair, and you just keep going and going. But here's the thing, and I'm going to tie this back to fitness in a second. Here's the thing. When you get to that valley of despair, which is inevitable for everyone, if you just keep going, you eventually get to what's called informed optimism. So now, instead of it being informed pessimism, where everything sucks, whatever, I hate this, this is really hard, this is not what I thought it would be, valley of despair, you keep going, you get into informed optimism, where now you know a little bit more about what's going on. You've developed some more character traits, you've developed some consistency, you're starting to see some results, you understand the lay of the land a little bit better, so you keep going, and eventually you reach the top of the mountain, which would be your success, whatever that is for you. So this is what happens in fitness. I don't know who you are, who's watching, what you're going through, what's happening, but you're going to start a program of some sort to get stronger, fitter, in better shape, to burn fat, whatever it is for you, whatever your goal is. If you've never done it before, you're going to think, this is going to be the thing for me. This is going to be the thing. I just know it. You don't know anything about the program. You don't know anything about fitness. You don't know anything about what you're doing with regards to working out. You're new to this, right? But you want to start something. So you get into it. You think this is going to be the holy grail of fitness. Then all of a sudden you start to realize, well, this is just the same boring stuff that other people do. This is actually really hard. Oh wow, I've got to actually push myself. Oh, I'm not seeing any results. It's the same thing week after week after week, just a little bit heavier and maybe a little bit less rest. I don't like this. I don't want to show up to the gym. It's cold and rainy and my friends don't want to go anymore. I don't like this. That's informed pessimism. You're starting to understand that the journey of fitness is not all it's cracked up to be. It's not some magic pill. It's not a Rocky montage scene. It's just fucking hard. Sorry for cussing. I get passionate. So you get into it, you get informed pessimism, and then you're like, well, maybe this is the program, or maybe it's the coach, or maybe it's me. Let me just do something different. Let me go to a different gym. Let me start a new program. Or maybe, oh, that workout routine looks cool. That exercise looks cool. Maybe I need to do that. And so then you quit on what you were doing and you move on to something else before you ever actually let what you're doing come to full fruition and help you see some success. So you quit on it, you move to something else, and guess what? You start the whole process over again. Uninformed optimism, informed pessimism, valley of despair, over and over and over and over. That's what leads to the yo-yoing. Outside of you just quitting, like flat quitting and not going back to the gym at all, you just do this. You ebb and flow, you ebb and flow. You got to stay consistent. I made another video recently. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. The 7 characteristics of highly successful people / really fit people is they're just relentlessly consistent. They show up, they do the same thing over and over. You will find out, if you stick with something long enough, it's just doing the boring stuff over and over and over. I'm not saying do the same workout routine, and I'm not even saying do the same exercises over and over and over. But what I am saying is you're going to follow the same principles and the same fundamental things over and over and over, and you just have to stick with whatever plan or program you're on. Like if you were to come work with me for 6 months, 3 months into it, you're going to be like, this is boring. It's just the same stuff. And I'm not saying I tweak it and make it more fun or whatever, but you just, that's kind of the point of it. You got to commit to something long enough to develop the character trait of consistency, because consistency is what you lack, and that's why you're not seeing results, right? So I want to encourage you with that. When you start a fitness program for the first time, or maybe even a new one, you're going to go through that cycle. And when you get to the valley of despair, you got to keep going. That is where perseverance, grit, tenacity, patience, all those things, that's where all those great character traits get developed. It's in the valley of despair, and it's with seeing something through. Okay, let's move on. Number 2, you're going to experience setbacks. You are going to experience setbacks. Here is why. All right, and this is my opinion. The world, according to Kyle, at 32 years old, I'm also a Christian and a believer, so I don't know if you are or not, but that's my personal preference, right? I believe in Jesus. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against the powers and the princes of the air, the authorities, right? If you ever watch Stranger Things, they have the upside down, where they step into the upside down world, and there's this whole battle going on where it's like, it's the same room, but it's like the shadow realm, and there's like dust in the air. That's essentially what's going on. If we had the ability to step through one of those portals here on earth and actually see, put the goggles on to see the spiritual realm, we would see this massive battle going on. There's a battle going on for your soul, right? And when you step into, some of you have lost you, some of you have intrigued. Again, this is my opinion, okay? When you step into trying to do the right thing, the better thing, you're doing a godly thing, right? It's good to steward your money well and make a lot of money. So it's gonna be hard, okay? And I'm gonna get into why. It's good to exercise self-control. That's a fruit of the Spirit, and start to try to like improve your health, improve your fitness, and improve the character traits that will make you a better person in the world. It's a good, godly thing to do that. And Satan hates it. The world hates it, right? The world first hated Jesus, so the world is definitely going to hate you because you are far less than Jesus. I am far less than Jesus. So when you start doing these things, my personal belief is Satan notices it, he doesn't like it, and he calls his authorities, his princes and powers of the air, his whole army to come after your soul. Yes, I'm serious. Angels, or excuse me, not angels, demons that are a part of Satan's army are going to come after your soul, and they're going to work things to try and get it to setback for you, like to get things to fail for you. And it's going to cause you setbacks. You're going to experience injuries. You're going to experience feelings of anxiety and overwhelm and boredom. And I hate this. And you're not going to want to do things. Your schedule is going to get crazy all of a sudden. Something in your house, like I had a client start working with me 2 months into it. His freaking septic burst in the basement, and there was like crap literally everywhere in the basement of his home. And I was like, dude, this is why it's happening. It's because you're trying to better yourself, and Satan knows it, and he doesn't want it to. Another client started working with me, and he tweaked his back. Didn't even, like, hardly doing anything. It wasn't even one of my workouts. He was just playing with his nephews on like a ski slope or something, and like twisted just the wrong way, and his back went out. And complete setback for the program. And I was like, dude, that's why. Because Satan knows you're trying to better yourself. He's a believer too. He knows you're trying to better yourself, and he's going to try to push you back. So listen, when you step into a fitness journey, or you step into a business journey, or you step into like doing what I'm doing, content creation, whatever it is, you're going to experience setbacks almost immediately. Knowing this and reframing it and looking at it with the perspective of like, oh, okay, this is why that's happening. I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to adjust my schedule. I'm going to keep fighting. That is where you grow. All right. And if you are a Christian, pray over it. Like, call the armies of Jesus to fight on your behalf in this spiritual realm, and they will. The results are not going to come immediately, but they will fight on your behalf. Okay. Again, some of you I lost. Some of you are like, this is cool, preach, Kyle. But like, that's my view of it. And I want to share that with you. Number 3, rapid improvement followed by plateaus and boredom. You're going to improve pretty quickly, right? Aside from experiencing setbacks immediately, right? You're going to get into it, and if you haven't done stuff in a while, you're going to see a rapid improvement. Like, especially for people trying to lose weight, man, you just start walking more. If you go from sedentary to just walking more and tracking your calories, you're going to drop weight really quick, and a lot. really quick. Strength gains, your strength is going to shoot through the roof, especially if you haven't like really lifted in a long time or really ever. You're going to see rapid improvement. And then you're going to experience either setbacks or you're going to experience plateaus. Okay. I've said this before in other podcasts. Success is not linear, right? You're going to see a rapid improvement, and then you're going to see setbacks, or then you're going to see plateaus, and it's going to go backwards and up and down and side to side. And you're going to be like, what the hell is going on? That's where consistency comes in. That's where you got to just keep moving on. That's the valley of despair. And it's going to climb back up once you get out of it. If you persevere and push through, it's going to climb back out. You're going to see some improvement. And then guess what? It's going to happen again. And then it's going to get even harder to see improvements and growth. And you're probably going to have to tack something else, whether it's like a certain movement pattern or a certain muscle group in the body, imbalances, mindset, belief. You're going to have to seek maybe more coaching and more mentorship in order to see improvements again. And then you're going to see setbacks, and you're going to fall backwards, and you're going to plateau. And so if you were to zoom in on that line graph, like really close, it would look crazy. But if you zoom out and you look at the graph from afar, you're going to see this, right? Steady improvement so long as you keep going, okay? So those are the three things. You're going to go through this cycle: uninformed optimism into informed pessimism into the valley of despair. And if you don't quit on that cycle, you eventually get into informed pessimism. You'll start to see results. You'll start to understand how to do things better, and then you'll get to success. That's step 5. Number 2, you're going to experience setbacks probably almost immediately, because there's a battle for your soul and there's a battle for your physical body. Satan doesn't like when you try to do good things, and so he is going to try and ruin you. See that. Notice it for what it is. Keep moving forward. Number 3, rapid improvement followed by, again, setbacks, plateaus, boredom. You have to face, these character traits inside of you that maybe you've not addressed before in order to keep seeing consistency and improvement. That's going to happen. Those are the 3 things. And how you combat it, we already talked about. You just keep going. You cannot quit. It's literally that simple. There's not some grandiose, trick or hack or whatever. You just have to keep trying and keep going and not quit. Okay, that's the video. I love you guys. Drop a comment down below if you like this, if you enjoy content like this. I'm trying to put out stuff that I think it would have been helpful for me to know in the very beginning. This is stuff I've learned over the years. I'm not, I don't have a ton of editing and crazy setup and stuff. It's just me talking to the camera, trying to be helpful to you guys. Anyways, love you. Peace.